Hi guys. Again, thank you so much all for joining today. Let's start the class. I know we're starting a bit early, but that's okay. I just wanted to make sure that we go through security basics today, which would be very important for your role as IT help desk analyst, as IT help desk analyst, as your role will be the catch-all for all these security as well, right? So it's very important that we cover these basics. At least we're not going to go down to you being security officer, but at least you have to have the basic understanding, a foundation understanding of what is a cybersecurity threat and how does it look like, and what are some of the things that you can watch out for. Just give me 1 second. All right, there you go. That seems long. Okay, let's get started, guys. I'm just going to move my screen around here so I can have better leverage. Just give me 1 second here. There we go. All right, let's get started. Okay, what is cybersecurity? As cybersecurity is a practice of protecting computer network programs and data from unauthorized access, attackers, or damages. In simple terms, cybersecurity is like locking your doors and windows, but for your computers and online information. Why is it important? People and companies store sensitive data like password, banking information, medical records, and also company secrets on a computer and online, right? Cyber criminals try to steal or destroy this data. Cybersecurity helps keeps this data safe, private, and available only to the right people. You see, this is the important thing about cybersecurity. Okay, there's 3 layers. We call it CIA triage, which is confidentiality, information, and availability. Okay, CIA. So that's why in here it says cybersecurity helps keep this data safe, private, and available. These 3 are very important in the cybersecurity. Okay. A real life example is a hacker sends a fake email to trick employees into sharing the password. This is called a phishing. Okay, you might have heard this. A company's computer are locked by a ransomware, demanding money to unlock them. Someone gains access to your Wi-Fi and uses it for illegal activities. Why should help us care? You are the front line of defense. Users will call you when they suspect something suspicious. You help reinforce best practices like strong password or reporting strange emails. Understanding cybersecurity helps you protect your organization and users. The CIA triage, as I said before. CIA stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Confidentiality means keeping information private and only available to the right person. This is a very important part, okay? Keeping information is one part. That's the first 40%. The rest 60% is making it available to the right people, okay? Example, only HR can access employee records. Help us example is don't share password or personal data over phone or email or text as well, right? I stand for integrity. Make sure information is accurate and not changed by unauthorized people. Example, a student grade should not be changed by anyone but the teacher. Help us example is installing verified software only. Do not let malware corrupt files. Availability ensures system and data are available when needed. Example, websites, emails, and files should be up and running during business hours. Help desk example is troubleshooting downtime quickly to restore access for users. Why it matters is every security rule, tool, or policy supports one or more part of a CIA triage. So right now, pretty much all tools are things that we use that is part of IT supports either 1 or 2 rules in these CIA triage, okay, which is confidentiality, integrity, or availability. If one of these is broken, your organization can face a data loss, downtime, or legal troubles. Which means if one of these are broken, it means that your company's data has become compromised. Somebody else has access to your data. Okay. Sorry. Roles in cybersecurity. Everyone in IT plays a role in protecting the organization. Not just security experts, help desk team are often the first spot or stop threats. Help desk one friendlier support is first point of contact for user is response for taking calls or ticket about security issue like I got a weird email, I got a weird call, I got a weird text about asking me for password, resetting password security. Whenever you reset a password over the phone, you never give the password over the phone unless it's been verified, or like you cannot send it through an email, right? So, but you must, if it's over the phone, you must verify that phone number belongs to the user and you are talking to the user. And please, whenever you go and join a new organization, ask them what is the methodology that they use to verify they're the proper employee, right? Some of them say they, as long as they verify the employee ID or the manager's name, it just depends on each company's policy and stuff. Okay. Sometimes they might strictly say that they must come on site to get the password. I know a lot of government hospitals here in Canada and Ontario, especially, does not allow a password reset over the phone or over email. It must be done on site. Escalate suspicious activity to tier 2 or security team. Tier 2 help desk with advanced support, handles escalated or more technical issue. Deeper investigation of incidents, like example, unusual login attempts. You'll actually do part of this class. You'll actually simulate an unauthorized access and see how the errors you'll get. This will give you a very good hands-on exercise on it. Okay, analyzing logs or alerts, working with a secured IT security team for containment. Security Operations Center. You probably have heard of it called SOC. Detect secure a cybersecurity team, dedicated cybersecurity team in a large organization, monitors systems 24/7 for threat, handles major incidents like ransomware or data breach. We will look what is ransomware is just in later slides, but handles major incidents like ransomware or data breach. Why it matters for you is help the staff are the eyes and ears of cybersecurity. Early action from you can stop a small issue from becoming a major breach. Good communication and documentation makes all the difference. Common cybersecurity threats. Cybersecurity threats comes in many forms. As a help desk technician, you uh, you know how they work, help your organization signs early and protect users. Malware, malicious software. Software designed to harm or exploit a system. Type includes virus. These are different types of malware. Okay, malware is a whole umbrella term. And in malware, you have different types of malware. You have virus, which spreads by attaching to a file or a program. Worm spreads without user's action, often over networks. Trojan horse looks like a safe file but contains harmful codes. Ransomware locks file and demands payment to unlock them. Help desk clues a user says their file are encrypted or system is acting strange. So these are different types of malware, okay? Just if you want to write them as a notes, please. Phishing, email scam. Fake email that try to trick user into giving away their password, credit card information, their login information to the companies, or to log into the payroll system itself, right? But it's almost like they pretend to be a company's website, a company's email itself that's coming from, okay? There's techniques that hackers can use that actually masks the email. It looks like it's from the right person. Often looks like they're from a trusted source. As I said, it often looks like it's from a trusted source, but just by looking deeper, diving into it, you will understand how it works. Okay. Helpless clues are users ask if it's a real email or I clicked on a strange link. If you get like that, it's most likely a phishing email. You have to secure the email and send it to your security team and delete it from the user's profile. Now, I want to show you just as an example, if you're doing, if you're going to send in an email to your security team, I'm just going to open up a Hotmail just to show you our in Outlook itself. Okay. So as you guys will be majority of the time we'll be working off of Outlook, our exchange itself. I'm just opening it up and I'll share my screen. Just give me 1 second here. Okay. Okay, let me show you my screen here. Okay, and you guys should be sharing my seeing my Hotmail. So if you ever need to send, let's say if this is let's say if this is an email that seems suspicious for us, okay, the no reply. This one here, that's no reply at the rtsbg.com, and you want to send this to your security team, and you know your security team's email is I'm just gonna put in auto and dot my in here, but you just type in your security team's email here, and this is imagine this is their email, right? And now I can give this this seems to be a virus. Now, what you must do, this is very careful, okay? You can do this in the same Outlook application as well. You must hold on to this. Let's say this is the one we want to take out, right? So we hold on and drag and drop it in here like this. So what this does is it actually sends the email itself as a file. So the security team can actually dissect the email and see how much severe the virus is or where it's from. And you shouldn't forward it, okay? It's easy to make a forward. You can just click the forward, but that's not that it won't be useful enough for the security team. Okay, guys. Yes. So that won't be useful at all. But you must see. Sorry, my apologies. Yeah, so you must add it as attachment. It's very easy. Just compose a new email, drag and drop. Okay, and that would add itself as an attachment itself. And this is what a security team will need to dissect and see where it is. And if you just forward it, they don't have enough information to see where it is. Okay? It's not feasible for them. All right, let's go back to the slides here. All right. So phishing and smishing. So phishing is voice phishing. So it means a call over a call, right? So fake phone calls pretending to be IT banks, and you probably have seen them. There was a time when CRA, when scammers used to call in, when scammers used to call in saying that we are from CRA, you must pay the thing. Those are called phishing. Smishing is an SMS text. They try to trick user into clicking on malicious link over text. And I have seen this for bank accounts, logins, or even TD, BMO. They just send it so you click on try login. It'll look just like a BMO or TD account login, but it's not. It's a different server itself. Okay, so always whenever you click on this, it should look that big. Social engineering is a psychological trick to get people into giving up info or access. Example, someone calling pretending to be a manager to reset the password, and it creates a sense of urgency, right? So they become more and more agile. So the easiest thing that I've seen that happen in IT department is it might seem like the vice president of IT or finance is calling you to get a password reset because they have to catch a flight and it must be done now and like right away. So or else they're very upset, right? So it sounds like, but you must follow your protocol. If it does seem like urgent, just pass it on to manager. Okay. Sorry, guys, just give me 1 second. Okay. So social engineering is like, it's one of those attacks that leads to a major amount of scam in the world right now. Instead of hacking phones or computers, it's much more easier to hack a human being. What we used to, when we used to do penetration testing on companies, what we used to do is we used to put a virus on a USB drive and just leave a 64 GB USB drive on a package itself, right? And I could show you, I have some, actually, I did a project just 6 months, 7 months ago. So I should have some USB drive that's laying around that might that's been pre-opened and put in a virus in it. We just leave it around the office to see whoever takes it and plugs into a computer. Yeah, so like these are like the cards for it, right? So these are like empty cards. We just put in we have taken the USB drive. We properly open them up so we can actually put them back in and seal it up, and we drop them along, right? They're like, these are packed like two for 64 gigs. And when people see them on, like, on the desk by laying by itself, they just take it, seeing that, okay, it's brand new, right? They'll just use it. But what we do is we actually open the packages up, we put virus in it, and then we seal it back in. This is for penetration testing, because we actually get permission from the company to this, just to test out how well educated the employees are. It's part of a ransomware protection insurance they must do it. If they're trying to go on for if they're trying to go for insurance that's beyond $30 million, they must get an external security auditing company to come in, so we go in and do those audits. Insider threats. This is actually one of the most common ones that we see is employee or contractor who misuses access intentionally or accidentally. This happens when IT people personnel get let go without a proper warning, or they just think it's unfair, so they get revenge. It's more of revenge seekers, right? Help us go with strong behaviors. Excessive access requests or unauthorized software being installed, right? So we actually watch out for that. Okay. Why this matters is most cyber attacks starts with human errors. Like, you won't believe it how much it is influenced by human error itself. It's not really a computer or a network issue, it's human issue. And it's the leniency that we have and the soft corner we have, right? So that's the reason why this happens. Your job is to recognize red flags, educate users, and report issue earlier. So anyone, if you guys have any questions, I know there's only a few people on call today, but if you guys have any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask, or I'll just keep continuing. But I wish that, I know some of you guys have mentioned that you cannot talk here at work because you're listening, and I know some of you guys could not make it to the class. Not a problem at all. These are just theoretical covering, but I do want to make sure that when we go from, I believe from next week, I just want to see here from. Yeah, we actually talk about cloud, and we actually talk about VMware. And then after that, we'll be going into Azure. So I suggest that, from Azure, you guys start coming up, and we don't have too long of a class afterwards. Okay? So I just want to make sure we get that. So authentication attack. Authentication attack are attempts to break into account by defeating username and password protection. As a help desk tech, you may be the first to detect or respond to these attacks. Brute force attack. The attacker tries every possible password combination until one works. Usually done with automated tools. Clues. Multiple failed attempts, login attempts in a short period of time. It's a brute force attack. Okay? It just means they're just trying to random passwords, just trying to log in, and it's usually done through automated tool. There's lots of tool that just does automated password testing. And if one of the pattern you can see is one single account or a certain account types are getting so many amount of login requests, and it's failing, and it's a frequent issue. It's a frequency, right? You see it much more, and it's not humanly possible for someone to try that and give that attempt in a single try. Dictionary attack is similar to brute force attack, but uses a list of common words and passwords. So you can actually download, if you go online, you can actually download a list of, let's say, I can actually show you here from GitHub. We go on common 4-digit codes. So common 4-digit code, just as an example, this is very easy. If you actually type in your date of birth, this should come in this common password field. Or your bank PIN. If you have a 4-digit bank PIN, you can try it. It should be in one of these. Because it is a combination, right? So this one, I think the possibility is like 999,000 or something, or 263. You'll have 2000. You'll have your password within this number. Just as a thing, I'll just search up 2025, and it's part of it. If you search up 4168, sorry, 416 is part of it. There's other lists that, 4-digit passwords, the combinations, you'll always make them up. Okay, it's easy to crack them. Same thing works like that for common password, like Ontario 123, password one, like those type of things. There's actually a dictionary that you can download that just has a common password, and the attackers will try them on common usernames and common password just to see if they have a match. And if they do, they can log in and see, right? It's actually faster than brute force attack because it tries likely password first. Clues a user account locked out due to a repeated login failure. Right now, with the help of cloud, we can actually set up so the system admin will actually set up a condition stating that if the user accounts try to log in more than 2 times or 3 times in a given set amount of time, it automatically disables the account. And that'll be a very good clue for you to see that this account started getting this many login requests within the shorter period of time, right? So that's how we figure out if it's a dictionary attack, brute force attack, or somebody's trying to crack into the account. Right? Credential sniffing. So attackers use stolen username and password from one or more websites to try on others. Works when people reuse password across sites. So what happens is sometimes you might have data breaches. Data breaches happens all the time. Websites information gets disclosed or gets hacked and then gets sold in the black market. And you can actually go to a website called Have I Been Pwned? Sorry. Sure. Okay, there you go. If you just type in Have I Been Pwned, it'll take you to this website here. And you can actually search up your email and it'll tell you if your information was ever leaked in the black market. So let's say if I type in my email address here, again at hotmail.com. And if I do check, this will go ahead and search if there's any data breach. But I'll show you an older email that I had. This one has 0, but I'm sure this one should. Yeah, see? So these ones had 9 data breaches, which means there's websites that I used in the past that actually got hacked. Due to that hack, my username, my password, my personal information could have been leaked. Okay, this email address has been found in multiple data breaches. Review the details below to figure out. So if you go down here, you can see Synatic credential sniffing threat data, Nitro, collection 1, Just Smash. So these are different types of data breaches. MyFitnessPal. Sorry, guys, just I had a long day today. That's reason why. So, and you see what type of information that was leaked: username, password, IP address, email address, PSP, ISO, and you can see what type of information has been leaked out too, right? And these are like estimated. So 000 hosting. And most of it, if you see, is username, password hint, and email address. Okay, if you are a type of person who uses a set password for everything, then if this is the case, then you might need to look at it, right? So if you see here with Dubsmash, it was email address, geolocation. So if I put my address in, that would have got leaked. My name, my password, phone number, spoken language, and username, right? And some of these you'll find that you'll have date of birth as well leaked, right? So it's very interesting to see how the database, and it's very scary as well. Okay, and if you think about it, all the information you need to become yourself, you can only prove yourself who you are. Like I can only prove Adil Maitakumar who's Adil Maitakumar is because I know my first and last name, my date of birth, and my address, right? These 3 informations are enough to pretend to be someone else. That's why it's scary. It's because that's why personal informations are guarded very, very securely in Canada, right? With these information, you can actually become whoever you like, as long as you know, right? All right. Password spraying. Attackers try one common password, likely like welcome 123, password 123, Ontario $123 across many accounts. Avoids account lockouts, but not repeating attempts on the same users. So this is how it works. So if you have 3,000 person company, right? There might be obviously John Smith and these common names. What they will do is they'll get those common names and they'll get some common account names like admin, They'll get like HR. They'll get like all these common accounts. There's about 3,000 different common account names you have, and definitely your companies which you work on will have common accounts under the name. And you try very like if you have 300 different password for common account, right? So you might have like you might even try password 123, and you try across 3,000 users and see if there's any user that will allow you to log in. So what's the benefit is for attackers? They'll never get account lockout. They'll try the common password across all the accounts and see if it ever logs in. If login is perfect, but doesn't, they will never be detected. It's the most less detected way of trying their password. And if they will get it, then they get it right, and they do stuff from there. And usually, if there's a company that uses a default set password, they might find out from just the insiders might tell them that they always use password 123 or something like that. So it does get leaked out. Help us defensive tip. Watch for repeated password, reset request, or failed logins. Educate user about strong password and not reusing them. Recommended using MFA, multi-factor authentication, when possible. You guys should be enabling multi-factor authentication or 2FA, two-factor authentication, for your mobile banking, your email, your Gmail. Pretty much everyone offers MFA or two-factor authentication. It is the most secure way of logging in. Now, there is another layer of login right now that is more popular and more secure. It's called passwordless login. So if you think about it, attackers need two pieces of information to run these attacks, right? One is your username, one is your password. Username is 50%, your password is 50%, right? So what if you take the password away? You'll just now be relying on email, but you might think, okay, so if I don't have a password, like everybody can log in, right? No. So the second layer of authentication to check if you're the right person is maybe an MFA, two-factor authentication, or combination. And that is the most secure. You'll have to know your username, and you must have your cell phone with the app as well, right? And nowadays, if you're using authenticator app, it needs a Face ID or the lock password to be enabled, right? So it's becoming very secure without a password itself. And it's so much easier because you don't have to remember anything. It's just, you just go ahead and log in, and you get an MFA pop up on your phone. You go click on yes and put in the number, and then boom, you're logged in, right? And it's the most secure way of logging in. And remember this, just make sure that you always remember this and keep this in your mind. Security is not something you just apply and forget, right? It's layered. So you might have layered of security on top of it to make it more stronger. You can't just get one product of security and expect it to be perfect, right? You always get multiple security products, security licensing, security subscription, and stack on top of each other, just so you avoid, if something comes through one net, you'll have another net that'll catch you. Okay? And security is always layered. Security best practices. A good cybersecurity starts with a small, smart habit. Help the staff are the key in teaching and enforcing these best practices. Use strong password. Combine uppercase, lowercase, number, and symbols. And just before I get out of here, I want to show you something here. There's something called password metrics chart. Yes. So I'll just show you here. So I believe this was invented by MIT, I believe, but it's just to show. And it shows that if you use one in numbers, how easy is it to crack the password? So if you use one in numbers, up to 10 characters, it's instantly hackable. If you use a lowercase and letter, within 7 characters, it's easily crackable. And then if you use uppercase and a lowercase letter, it's within 6 characters, instantly crackable, and it gives you time, right? And if you use number, uppercase, lowercase, and a letter, this is the scheme, right? And if you use number, uppercase, lowercase, letter, and a symbol, you see this here. If it's within 6 characters, it's 24 minutes. But if you just scroll down here, like you want to see, these are the sweet zones here. The orange are the ones that we want to stick with, are yellows. But the thing is, if you go here in the green ones, they become very, very high in character counts. You see, it's 18 characters. If you ask a user to have 18 characters, they'll kill you. But what we do is let's say one of our company offers a policy of you must change your password every six months or every 90 days, 3 months, right? So what the policy they allow you to do is they allow you to stick within this range over here. So you have to have an uppercase, lowercase, and a number, but it must be 8 or 10 characters long, 8 or 10 characters long, or maybe even 11 characters long. They might have a number, uppercase, lowercase, and letter. So which is like right over here, the 9 to 8 characters, which is 325 years to crack, which makes it very secure. And if you were to change every you're forced to change every 3 months, which and you cannot repeat the old password you have put in before, it becomes almost instantly non-hackable. Okay, even if the information leaks, because it'll be old. That's the reason why. Okay? And nothing is like it cannot be hacked. It's always the time. Time is the essence here, right? The more time you have, the easier it is to hack. But if you don't have the time, it's very hard. Okay. Okay. Avoid, so when using this password, avoid using a name, birth date, or simple words. Example like PA at example. For example, it's P and then A $sign W 0 RD exclamation mark is better than using password 123. It's almost instantly non-crackable. Okay, it's very hard to crack. Tips we always suggest is use a phrase like Taco Tuesday at 6 p.m. They even come up with text that you like, right? Like something that's favorite to you. But come up with something like that, so it's much more easier for you to remember. But nobody else can copy, right? So you remember it easily. Okay. Enable multi-factor authentication. As I said, guys, MFA or 2FA, multi-factor authentication or two-factor authentication adds a second step to login. So some of them you might have to enter the email, you might have to put the password, but you might have to still take your phone open and enter in a code or select a code that is the phone show, right? That is MFA. Even if the password is stolen, account stays protected. Encourage users to turn on MFA for emails, banking, and work accounts. This is most secure, and it keeps it very secure. Okay. Think before you click. Don't open unknown links or attachment. Hover over links to see the real URL. Report suspicious email to security team. Keep software up to date. Updates fix security holes hackers can use. Remind users to install updates on operating system like Windows and Mac, web browser, and antivirus software. Right now, a lot of corporate computers, it's almost forced for you to do updates. You'll be given the option to do installation of optional update and do it at your own time. But if you don't do it until a certain time, you will be forced to do the update. Lock the device when walking away. Press Windows and L. I don't want to try right now to lock my thing, but if you hold your Windows key and L, it'll actually lock your computer. Or Control Command Q to lock the screen. Prevent someone from accessing a computer while unattended. And this is something that, when we used to work in a bank and when I used to still train banks now, staffs, we tell them, as soon as you get off the seat, if you're turning away, your habit should be to lock. If you don't, then you have to buy a pizza. So usually when we do our first training for these cybersecurity thing, when we see them, we end up buying like 10 to 12 box because we run them for a group of 100 people, right? So it's a 2 days boot camp or crash course of security for banking staffs. But if you don't get up, if you go even to slightly talk to your employee, to your colleague, you must lock the computer, and that should become muscle memory. That's what we try to teach. Okay? And buying a pizza is just fun for me. More pizza for me. Okay, avoid public Wi-Fi for work tasks. Use VPN if you must connect on a Wi-Fi network. So when I say VPN, these are like VPN you go and buy online, right? So your workplace will give you your own VPN. This is the most secure type of connection to your work-related stuff. Okay, it's not general VPN you go and buy; it's your work-related VPN. Hackers can interrupt data on unsecure Wi-Fi, especially if you connect on like McDonald's, Starbucks, or even airport Wi-Fi. Those open Wi-Fi can be hackers can actually see what you see. There's possible ways. It's called man-in-the-middle attack. It's not very common nowadays, but it's still not. It's unimpossible. It's still possible. Okay. Help us roll. I'm so sorry, guys. Reinforce these habits during support calls or in an email. Model good behavior. Users follow your lead. So whenever you see something wrong, just don't yell at them. say it in a very friendly and very calm tone that, here's some suggestions that you should make. Give them a suggestion, right? It's not an order. You're not there to order them, but you're giving them suggestion that might help them, right? And potentially not lead to a cyber breach. Identify phishing attempts. Phishing is when attackers when attacker tricks users into giving away password, clicking a bad link, or downloading malware, usually by email. What does a phishing email look like? Looks like it's from a trusted company, bank, IT, HR, Microsoft, etc. Uses urgency or scary language, like your account will be deactivated, you will be suspended from work, they will be deducting money out of your account. Often contains fake links, look real. It looks real. Like you'll get like link from like CNBC, it looks like CNBC, but if you look at the URL on top, it looks totally different. Attached with malware, request for password or personal information. Trust me, banking or any prudential, any big company or any credible source will never send you an email or text to ask you for information. They'll either send you a letter home, so you're going to reply to them, or they'll give you, even a call you can't trust, but they'll definitely send you a letter, or they'll ask you to come in, right? You know how it works. Signs of phishing email this is very common, is bad grammar or misspelled words, weird or mismatched sender email, example support at micro instead of you have zerosoft-help.com. Generate greeting like dear users, because if they don't know your name, right? So they're just trying to send it to everyone, and they want to make it as common for everyone as possible, right? So they use a common like name, like dear user, dear student, dear team, that's just like what I said. But these are part of it's general audience type of thing, right? So it won't lead to anything, anyone suspicious, and they don't have to specifically say anyone, right? Urgent message or threats, links that doesn't match the company real website. Hover over any link to see where it really goes. Don't click on any link unless you're sure it's safe. What to do if you spot a phishing? Don't click anything. Don't reply. Report it to the internal security team or help desk. Delete the email right after. Remember I showed you just previously how to send the email out, how to actually drag and copy the email so they can inspect it. You have to send it that way and delete the email. So delete the email from your box or the customer's box or user's box, so they can't accidentally click and send it, right? Help desk responsibility is teach users how to spot phishing. Handles calls like I clicked on a strange link. What now? Know when to escalate suspicious messages to security. Let me tell you something. When a user says I clicked on a link, you always consider, re-emailing the computer. You never want to take a chance. You always want to ask your team lead, what is the procedure here in the company? Most companies that I work with, they don't want to take a chance. So just re-image the computer. Let's erase the computer and put it on your Windows in the way that we know for sure there's nothing there, just to be on the safe side, right? They don't want to take chances. Safe internet habits. The internet is full of useful tools and hidden dangers. Practicing safe habits helps avoid malware, scams, and data loss. Stick to trusted website. Use well-known, reputable sites. Watch out for fakes lookalike like Amazon with the 4 instead of it's a 4.com instead of Amazon. Bookmark important sites to avoid typing errors. Check for HTTPS sign, a lock symbol in the address bar. Some browser nowadays does not show you this, but it definitely gives you a warning if it's not HTTPS. Okay, you might say this is a non-secure site. It's a big warning. Avoid entering in personal information on a site without HTTPS. If you don't see the S, it becomes non-secure. Okay. Avoid suspicious download. Don't download software or file from unknown source. To be honest, unless your team lead or you know that you're supposed to go and get it online, you should not be getting it online. All your software should be downloaded and put into the company repository so you can actually access and install it very easily. Okay, there's only certain cases that you'll actually go on and download yourself. Only install from a trusted website or official app store. Fake downloads can contain malware or spyware. Sorry guys, I'm just a long video. Watch for pop-ups and fake alerts. Messages like you have a virus, click here to fix it, are often scams. Don't click pop-up that asks for personal info or downloads. Be cautious with personal information. Don't share your full name, address, or date of birth on a random site. You can create fake ones. There's no legal bounty that says you must create a real one, okay? I never give my real birth date, or I never give my real address. Be mindful of what you post on social media. Attackers can use it in social engineering. So when we actually teach ethical hacking, we actually teach you just from publicly available information. You can actually map out a person's behavior, what they're thinking approximately. Are they depressed, non-depressed? Are they in need of any financial constraint? How do we actually attack them? It's very interesting when you start doing a SWOT analysis on a person through online. You can actually get a lot of information: where they live, what they do, are they going through any stress in life, and if they're going any stress, what type of stress is it? Is it money, love? Is it a withdrawal of some sort of withdrawal or anything? That so we can actually figure out just by doing some social engineering, just from LinkedIn, Indeed, Facebook, TikTok. Hey, your Pinterest, it shows a lot about you too. You might not think about it, but your Pinterest, whenever you like a photo, yeah, it shows a lot. Whenever you go on TikTok and you like your videos, it shows a lot. It shows your behavior pattern. Just think of it next time when you go on TikTok or Instagram. The next reels you watch will be actually very similar. If you're actually watching a motivational reel that's about getting up and doing the work, we know that you are a procrastinated person now, right? You're looking for something to do your work. You're just procrastinating, and you're looking for some other thing, right? So we would classify you that way, and we know what type of behavior you have. It's very easy. It's very scary how you can just from online you can get a very good understanding of how a person's mind is. Helpless tips is remind users to be careful when browsing at work. Recommend installing an ad blocker or browser security extension. Educate user about fake antivirus warning or scam websites. All right, guys, that is the end of security class. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask me now. But if you guys are at work, no problem at all. I will have the recording done. Your quiz will be sent out today, and it'll need to be done before next class starts. Okay, our end of next class is fine as well. It's a security quiz which will get sent to you later. Okay, I'll see you guys in next class. But if you guys have any questions, just raise your hand so I'll stay here for a bit. Okay, no problem at all. You'll watch the recording and you'll have any question. Okay, no problem. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. No worries, I understand you're at work. No problem at all. And for those people who couldn't make it and they emailed our staff at CT Training, thank you so much. That is a lot for that is exactly what I was asking. Proactive on, whenever you ask, whenever you want to be late, right? It's not a problem at all. Just let us know. That way, you just treat us with respect, and that way, this is how they would expect you to be at work, right? So I really like it. I really appreciate that. Okay, but I will see you guys in next class. Next class is going to be about VMware virtualization and cloud concept before we head into Azure. Okay, I'll see you in next class. Thank you so much, guys. Have a nice day. Have a good night. Good night. Good night.